Welcome back, you lovely bunch. Thanks for tuning in again. I hope you're all doing good. Look what I've got here. I have the new EDS GeX Groupset from WheelTop. This is their latest gravel offering. So we've all heard of SRAM, Shimano and Campagnolo. A few of you would have heard of L2. And then you have WheelTop. WheelTop have a road group set, a mountain bike group set, and this new gravel group set. I've been massively impressed by their group sets in the past. So I have the mountain bike and the road versions of this. The road versions comes in a 2x, mountain bike is a 1x, and this one is also a 1x, but it is a 1x. Well, this is the thing that's unique about it. It's not a 1x12 or a 1x13, it's a 1x whatever you want it to be. So you can program this to work all the way up to a 13 speed, I believe, maybe even a 14 speed. I have a 12 speed cassette on my bike, so that's what I'm going to be using with this. I'm going to be switching out my old SRAM Apex group set and I'm going to be putting this on it. But today I'm going to tell you a little bit about this and I'm going to let you guys have a real good look at it and see how it works. So let's just test to see. Oh, look, see, this is what I love about WheelTop. Out the box, no charging, literally just very nice crisp shifting. So here we have the rear mech. As you can see, as this very nice funky design, I've got this like nice little bit in here where you can see the GEX right in. These like shark finny kind of bits on the back that are meant to make it more aero. Obviously I think that's just for effect. So the charging port is right in here, which is nicely covered up by this little bit of rubber. So it charges just here. A lot of people do ask me how long the charge lasts on these. It depends on how many shifts you do. It's meant to last for thousands and thousands of shifts. I'd say it's very comparable to SRAM or Shimano, like all the other electronic group sets. Like, they've got good batteries in them. They last for absolutely ages. So the shifters will use a CR3032 battery, and we all know those last for absolutely ages. So yeah, very nice looking rear mech, very sturdy, very robust. It's got a built-in clutch. Does feel very solid actually. These are available in different lengths. I have the 93mm version, which works from an 11 to a 51 tooth. You can get, I believe, a 73mm version, which will work an 11 to a 46 tooth. But I figured, why not run a massive cassette? You guys know I like a wide range cassette, so I'm super stoked I can run this with my 12-speed cassette, and I'm expecting some very, very crisp gear shifting with minimal setup. Right, let me show you through some of these other bits. So in the box we get our rear derailleur, and then we get our shifters. So you have these two shifters. So there we go, we have the right one, which has two buttons here. So you can customize these buttons, so you can choose whether you have this to shift up or down or vice versa. But something that I've noticed that's really cool is there's also a button on the other shifter. See that? So there is actually 3 buttons on here, which does mean that you can actually use it as a paddle shifter, which is what I love about SRAM. I love the SRAM shifting, that you can use one button to go up on one lever and a button to go down on the other. It makes it feel like it's a bit of a paddle shift in a car, or you can just choose the 2-button option if you really want, but I like the whole paddle feel. I'm not sure if you can program these buttons for anything else. It would be nice if you could program that front button to like adjust your cycle computer or something like that, but I don't believe you can. I think that's a dead nice feature, and honestly the buttons have a really nice feel to them as well. Look, click, click, very, very solid. I mean, they do exactly what they're meant to do. Like, you push the button, as you can see, and the shifter shifts. So with this group set, I must say, you don't get a cassette or a crank set, but you do get some awesome brakes. I mean, look at these. This is like a thing of beauty, is that not? Look at that. And then they have these like fin design pads as well, very similar to Shimano, but the pads in these are actually carbon ceramic pads. And then if you look inside here, that little white thing there, that is actually a ceramic piston. I don't know if this makes much difference. I don't know if it makes a load of weight saving. No idea. But ceramic costs more than non-ceramic stuff, and it's just a nice little touch that they're put in. But yeah, these look like very clean. They also don't come with discs, so I'm going to be reusing my old discs, my crankset and my cassette. So setting up WheelTop stuff is pretty simple. You do need to download the app. So there's the app there. So it is translated from Chinese to English, so it can be a little bit tricky at times, but so this should connect. There we go, and it shows you how much battery you got. So we've got 75%. And there's a really cool thing here. So up here you can see we're in casual mode. So if I tap that down the bottom, we can actually pick racing mode, and this tells you that your battery will drain much faster if you're using this mode. But look, check this out. Ready? So you hear how fast that's going. What we're going to do is we're going to switch it back to casual mode. There we go, switch to casual mode, you can see up there. And then we have a much more slower So a nice little feature, the fact that you can make your gear shifting faster. One thing I must say, that if you are using the race mode on this, it does not go on to standby. So your battery will drain whilst you're not using your bike, so you do need to switch it back over into casual mode. Otherwise you're going to get ready to go out for a ride and you'd have left this in race mode and you'd have no charge. So always remember to switch off race mode, because race mode does not have a standby mode. And all your gear fine tuning, all that adjustment, that is done within the app, and it is quite straightforward to use. Essentially what you need to do is just move your derailleur into the smallish sprocket, and then you go into the app and you choose the fine tuning. This is like the fine tuning you'll do on like SRAM or Shimano, where you just get your derailleur to sit in the right place to eliminate that chain jump and have those like crisp shifting gears. But one thing you can do extra with WheelTop is you can actually adjust individual gear values, because not all cassettes are spaced evenly, you know, so you can be really geeky about it all and have like the most perfect setup gears. I've noticed that on a 1x setup that the WheelTop seems to be pretty good out the box, and you don't really need to do any of the like individual gear values, whereas you do need to do a little bit of fine tuning, sort your B gap out. But on the whole, it's very easy to set up. When you want to do this, you just go into this menu and you see you have like a bunch of settings you can choose. Debug, and for example, if you want to replace your cassette, you can pick. So as you can see here, it goes from a 3-speed all the way up to a 14-speed. I'm going to select 12-speed, and then we OK that. And what that should do is that should now tell my rear mech that it's a 12-speed rear mech, not a 13-speed rear mech. And that is how quickly you can change your gears from 11-speed, 12-speed, 13-speed. So if you are switching wheels, cassettes, and you've got different numbers of gears, this works for everything. Another amazing feature about this is that all the time when you get this new technology, it's disc brake only. And companies are phasing out the whole cable pull brakes, mechanical brakes, like rim brakes. They've just been kicked to the curb, so no one caters for them anymore. So if you've got an older bike and you run rim brakes and you want to have wireless gears, it's pretty much impossible. Until WheelTop came out and decided that you should be able to get this also in a cable pull version, which I think is just an absolutely lovely feature to have. Costing wise, there's a few different price points of this depending on how long you go for the rear cage and whether you have aluminium like levers or carbon. I've got these aluminium ones, so I think this comes in at around £500 for this version. I mean, it ranges from 480-ish pounds to 540 for the full carbon like posh version, which is still very, very cheap in comparison to its competitors, and for something that does seem to work just as well. And I know there's a lot of naysayers, a lot of people that are going to be like, oh, it's WheelTop, I've never heard of it, it's got to be rubbish, it's cheap Chinese crap. I've used it on 2 bikes, I've been using it for quite a while, I've never had any issues, the batteries haven't stopped working, the gears haven't like jumped. A lot of the people that I've spoke to about it and have experienced it themselves have always had good experiences with it. This is not a paid review. Like, WheelTop have not paid me for this, and this is one of the things about this channel is I don't want money to do reviews of products that I think are really amazing. My winter road bike, gravel bike, the white and pink spotty one, that is going to get a hell of an upgrade with some nice wireless gears, and wireless stuff looks amazing. I love it. I love how sleek and minimalist it looks, you know. I like the fact that I don't have that many cables. And one of the issues I have with newer bikes is this hiding the cables things. It looks absolutely beautiful, it does. But as a home mechanic, it's a pain in the arse to work on. So wireless eliminates that. And honestly, I'm super excited to build this up and take it for a ride. And I'm dead impressed that actually it just works paired straight out of the box. So there is no like having to download the app to get it to pair. If you wanted to run this as a 13-speed, I'm pretty sure you can just get it out of the box and this will work as a 13-speed. But I want it to be a 12-speed, so we've had to go into the app and make a few adjustments. What else do you guys need to know about this? You need to let me know down below if you've got any questions, comments, like what you think about this. Like, is this something you consider putting on your bike? Like I spoke about it in an older video, like WheelTop can be a little bit finicky and fiddly to get like set up, so I think that's something that puts people off. But the more products they use and the more things they're bringing out, the more refined it seems to get. And honestly, the last 1x setup I used on my bike was an absolute dream to install. I mean, it's a gravel group set, so obviously it's waterproof, IP67 rated, so I guess that means you can submerge it. We will be submerging it. We're going to take it to a stream and I'm going to ride it straight through it, and then we're going to try and charge it and we're going to see if it works. I have no doubt that it will work because I've done that to the mountain bike group set and that works absolutely perfectly after that submerging. So there's no fears of this breaking under like bad weather conditions, all that kind of stuff. So I feel that the build quality, the buttons, like everything on this isn't a cheap like no-name group set. This is from a company that's like quite well established. They know what they're doing. They've been working on this for a while. This has not been released early. This has been like in the works for ages. Like I heard about this like nearly a year ago, and so they've been fine-tuning it, refining it, and now they've finally released it, and I'm stoked that I get to actually try it out because I'm dead impressed. And I think it's as good as SRAM and Shimano. So I've just installed the Shimano 12-speed GRX like cable group set. It's beautiful, you know, it's absolutely perfect with its shifting, you know, and I love Shimano. I've got no issues with it. The Apex on my bike that I'm going to switch this for, it works really well. Like, I don't think it works as well when it's covered in mud as a Shimano GRX group set, but the SRAM Apex, it works decent. I mean, it's by no means bad. But I think this is definitely an upgrade on SRAM Apex. I think it's also an upgrade on GRX. So there we go. There is the WheelTop GeX gravel group set that I'm about to chuck on my bike. So stay tuned for the next video where I'm going to bosh this on my bike and then take it for a ride. Any questions, let me know down below. Thank you guys as always for watching. Remember to like, comment and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys very soon. Bye.